Alright lads, so it was dated a few days ago, but today we did get the official announcement that Kilate, Bambietta, and Eban are returning. I know these are 3, maybe 2 sought after characters. Does anyone still even want Eban? I think he's quite the fun character, I'm not gonna lie. But they do return tomorrow, and I still think these characters are worth summoning for, even in this particular banner. You will see it is a full 1000-year Blood War set of characters, featuring 3 middle tier characters. In terms of, the 1000-year Blood War status, they've not yet resurrected. They are definitely next in line, though. And then we have 3 older characters, but they have resurrected and potentially offer you a good link or even orbs. More orbs. So if you don't mind pulling for these 3 characters, Kilate, Eban, and also Bambietta, alongside these fillers, it's definitely something worth throwing your orbs at, especially maybe even now, to be fair, because we do know, of course, the anniversary is happening at the end of July. If you pull on this banner right now, you should have plenty of time to save up for the anniversary and maybe even still pull in some other banners in between. Obviously, keep in mind, we might be getting a 1000-year Blood War banner at the end of the month. We might be getting 1000-year Blood War at the end of April. We are starting to get Core 2 characters, so if you are waiting for those, first set of characters that appear in the first set of episodes, you might want to start saving your also them. I'm always going to mention them because we know they're coming soon. But even having said that, these characters still offer value, and to this day are still some of the more important characters to have on any account, especially for Limit Breaker and also Guild Quest, and that more so comes in regards to Kilate and also Bambietta. Let's actually have a look at the characters once more. We're going to start off with Eban because he's a very simple character. He's a farming character. If you want to farm coins, crystals, droplets, and also links or potions, Eban is a good character to have. You don't need him to farm these stuff, keep that in mind, but he does offer that. And considering it's Eban, it's a character that no one really cares about, Kilate definitely did a decent job of making you actually want him, or more so you can benefit from actually having him on your account. His soul trait being +5 technique link swap potion means you can turn any character into a link swap farmer, or you can turn any link swap farmer into a better link swap farmer. And if you don't want to use him for the link swap potion soul trait, you can get extra benefits by using him as a character. And his damage output honestly isn't even that bad. For a farmer, Frenzy 2 with a 40% berserker, more damage to last rated enemies, it's respectable. And as a farmer, he'll be giving you +5 link swap potions, guaranteed 10 technique droplets, and also increases the droplet drop rate by 30%. So he's really good in epic raids, droplet zone. And then again, you can also use him to farm coins and crystals. I wouldn't really summon him for that aspect alone, the crystal and coin drop, right? And I wouldn't really summon for him for that aspect alone, the crystal and coin drop. But as a farmer, he's very solid. In a way, you can go without him, but if you get him, you can definitely get a lot of usage out of this character. But let's look at the other 2 characters. The ones that, in my opinion, still hold up really well. First up, Kilate. I mean, what isn't there to say about this character? He's such a good character, and has been someone that I've used almost every single month since his release, which is quite commendable, given that, he isn't the standard of what you expect with, like, a broken character, 2 killers, immune to every status element, Marauder Sharpshooter. He doesn't have those, but he doesn't need those. For starters, he has a crazy damage output thanks to his Frenzy +2, 80% SP boost when you do inflict a status element, and when you do inflict a status element, it's drained, so you heal yourself back up to full stamina, and you also then do 40% more damage to those drained enemies, but then he also does have Rampage. So with that, you get 2% more damage every kill you do get. It caps at 100%, and that allows him to hit ridiculously hard, especially when at full stamina, where he once more gets an additional 20% more damage. In between stages, you recover your strong attack cooldown, and that goes for every hard character, making him almost a must-have for almost every month of Limit Breaker. Seriously, a character that you can without a doubt use every month in Limit Breaker quests. In a way, he's been kind of replaced by Yuha, given that ideally you want to use Kilate in slot number 3. Yuha's a better 3rd slot character, but they're both good to have. You never know when you might want to use one or the other, and in this case, actually this month, we were actually using Kilate in slot number 2. Whenever you can use a hard character in Limit Breaker, which is going to happen more often than not, throwing on Kilate makes the team better. Really, really good, and definitely has its value for the Limit Breaker game modes, especially if you are someone that likes going further than stage 19, but then even in Guild Quest. He's a melee Aaroniero killer. Right now, for the melee Aaroniero Guild Quest week, you definitely don't need him for the very hard difficulty. Like, that week, in my opinion, is one of the more easier weeks, but Kilate makes it next level easy. Like, he can solo it by himself at 1-5. With Kilate, you don't need a team. You just need Kilate. We also occasionally do get access to the Nightmare GQ, where it's definitely then a lot more difficult and tougher if you don't have Kilate as a character. In fact, this month we're also going to see a return of the Nightmare GQ, more specifically the melee Aranka one, where Kilgate is once more going to be ideal, and that does give you access to even more orbs in any given month. Kilgate is still an amazing character, and he has some great visuals to boot too. Kilgate's a really cool Quincy, and Kilate did a really good job implementing this character in game and just making him really fun, powerful, and just usable in a lot of different content. GQ Limit Breaker is definitely where he does shine, but you generally can use him anywhere you want to. That then takes us into Bambietta, who surprisingly was nominated and won the most overrated character of the year for the year 2023. I kind of get it. She's more of a Guild Quest character. Now, she's definitely good enough to use outside of Guild Quest, but she definitely doesn't have the most optimized kit. It mainly comes down to that SA2. It's a barrage attack. It does do a lot of damage, but it is very stationary and doesn't maybe offer the most fun gameplay outside of Guild Quest. Since Guild Quest is a stationary game mode, you're in one map, the enemies spawn around you. Her SA2 does excel there, and that's where she is really good at. So Bambietta is mainly a character you want to own if you want to have an easier time on the range captain Guild Quest. Now, in that particular week, there isn't that many good characters, and as a lead, it's really only her or 6th Anniversary Aizen. And between the two, Bambietta is better. If you don't have Bambietta, you definitely have to compensate more with better sides. And that week of Guild Quest has definitely gotten easier thanks to Christmas and Eliel, but you might not have her. And if you don't, it's even more difficult, and that's where Bambietta becomes even more important. Thanks to her high damage output, in her case, she does have Frenzy +2. When she inflicts a Star Ailment, which she does have an increased chance to inflict a Star Ailment, she gets an 80% spiritual pressure boost. She can apply burn, and with that, she does do 40% more damage to burned enemies, and that's where that SA2 does come really clutch. Because it is a barrage attack, if you actually let it off and the enemy is burnt, good chance you're going to be one-shotting the boss or doing a ridiculous amount of damage. So strong attack damage output, she's definitely good enough, good damage. But then her Soul Bomb is also really good. With weakened defense and also bombardment +1, her Soul Bomb can definitely pack a punch. Now, Soul Bomb's damage is still very important, again, for Limit Breaker and even GQ. You know, while we have gone away from the nuking method that we saw in the hard difficulty, where, of course, this character is also really good at, she can nuke the entire normal and hard GQ. Having bombardment and weakened defense, ensuring that you can kill the mini-mobs and just do a lot of damage to the main boss, and then weakened defense allowing your teammates to do more damage, just ensures that you play the quest even faster. So yeah, in my opinion, even though this banner has come out around 6 or so months ago, they've aged really well. Bambietta is still the best lead for the range captain Guild Quests. And is Bambietta. I know a lot of people are a fan of her. She was the favorite character of the banner when this banner did release. That's what most people wanted. Kilgate is absolutely broken. Still is. He's meta in the melee Aranka Guild Quest, and he's almost usable every single month in Limit Breaker. And then Eban is a farmer, but a good one at that. You want droplets? Use Eban. You want links or potions? You can use Eban too. You want more? Use him as a link. Need crystals and extra coins? Use him as a character. So these 3 Quincy's definitely still hold up, and they're definitely still worth something for if you are missing them. But if I'm being honest, I would only really recommend summoning if you are missing Kilgate. He's definitely the prize of the banner. And if I didn't have him, especially if I was missing Bambietta, I would definitely do a few steps in this banner on my side accounts. Luckily, both of all my accounts have these characters, so I don't have to worry about trying to get them now. I did that last time they came back. If you're missing Eban, if you're missing Bambietta, but you have Kilgate, that comes down to you if you want to summon, but I would say probably just skip the banner, save for the next step characters. Kilgate is definitely the most important of the 3, and the more fun of the 3 in my opinion. As for the other characters though, Basby is more so a collector's item. Same goes for Candice and also Arskin. They're not really that usable nowadays, but in Arskin and also Candice's case, they are the next banner to resurrect when it comes to 1000-year Blood War characters, and we're most likely going to see them resurrect sometime in July when the 1000-year Blood War anime does re-air in terms of Season 3. The other 3 characters being Yamamoto, Kenpachi, and also Byakuya. While their resurrection does make them better, these 3 characters, in my opinion, still hold some value, more so from their resurrection. You know, if you are missing these characters, which are very rarely featured, Yama isn't as rare, but Kenpachi and also Byakuya, I mean, these characters are rarely ever featured on banners. So with that, in a way, they have more value because they are rarer, but they also resurrect, so you're getting more orbs and you're getting some potential good soul traits. In Byakuya's case, it's recharge and full stamina. In Kenpachi's case, it's more strong attack damage and also full stamina damage. And then Yamamoto, full stamina and also recharge, definitely a meta link in the speed attribute. The banner format is the usual format, so step 1, 6, 11, 16, and 21 are discounted at 150 orbs. Step 2, 7, 12, 17, and 22 are discounted at 200 orbs, and then you are guaranteed a 1000-year budget character every 5 steps. So yeah, whether you want to pull in this banner comes down to you. I've laid out the value. Kilgate, Bambietta, and Eban are still great characters. I would pull if you are missing Kilgate. I'm not sure I go down to 0 though. I would maybe just do like 10 steps at most, maybe 5 steps if you do have these spare orbs. In my case, because I already have Eban, because I already have Bambietta and Kilgate on all 3 of my accounts, I will be skipping. But if I was missing Kilgate and Bambietta, I definitely would at least do 5 steps. But then remember, we are in a position where we know what's potentially coming out when it comes to the next set of 1000 Year Blood War characters, new 1000 Year Blood War banners. So if you are even any but interested in the next set of 1000 Year Blood War characters from Core 2, you might also want to save for those characters and maybe try and pick these up at a later date. When that later date will be, I'm not really too sure. They will get a rerun before the 9th anniversary, but that will probably be at a very bad time because who would want to pull in these characters right before the 9th anniversary, right? So this might be the last time to summon on them, do a few sets of summons, and still have time to save up for the 9th anniversary. Either way though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you are summoning in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.